Alright, so let's go ahead and show off how to complete the Slayer to Guardian. But I do want to mention, just as a heads up, you can still complete these even if you don't happen to have these unlocked, because I believe how the chapters work is you actually get to see the next chapter as you progress. However, you can still complete these objectives even if you can't see the objective. You don't need to see the objective in order to complete them. I just wanted to go ahead and state that really quick before we go ahead and go through the rest of the season journey. Alright guys, so now that we're done with all of the chapters, we've got Slayer, Champion, Destroyer, Conqueror, and Guardian. So like I mentioned before, these ones we're going to actually do backwards. The reason why we're going to be doing these backwards is because a lot of these will complete the previous one by doing the one that is further down the line. Again, once you have your 6-piece set, you should be able to do most of these, depending on how lucky you get with random drops in the game, but for the most part, most people should be able to do them. So let's go and get started with Guardian. So with Guardian, the first one is going to be to finish a level 70 Nephilim Rift on Torment 13 within 4 minutes. Which you'll just go ahead and just do T7 or T13, and then make sure you go ahead and you'll be level 70 anyway, so it's kind of pointless because you can't even do a T13 before you get to level 70. It's kind of pointless that they mentioned that, but nonetheless, that's what you need to go ahead and do. You can join groups. If you're not able to do this, you can try to join a group and have them basically carry you through it, but that's not something that you really need to worry about. You'll probably naturally end up just doing that one. The next one has to do with legendary gems, and this is explained in my Conquest video, which is part of this one over here, to finish 3 Conquests this season. That's an extensive quest over here. It actually opens up multiple other quests. So this one, it's going to be for a separate video, which I already covered yesterday, and just watch that one. It'll be pinned down below in the comment section below. There's multiple Conquests, but I go over how to do more than 3, so you just pick whichever ones you find to be the easiest, which is in my video too. But yeah, as far as the Conquest goes and the legendary gems, this is part of it anyway, so just watch that video. It will show you how to do that. The next one is to kill Asmodan at level 70, another 20 seconds on Torment 13. So to access that, just open up the map. Asmodan's in Act 3. Just go ahead and find him. He'll be this giant guy over here. You can't miss him. Just look for that boss icon for any of you, like, killed this boss. And then we have to reach Greater Rift 70 solo, so let's just go ahead and just go over here. Go to Greater Rift, go ahead and select 70. And if you don't have 70 unlocked, what you need to do is, whatever difficulty you have, just keep on going up and up and up, and these numbers will increase. And that's how you do the Torment or Greater Rift 70 solo. And the next one is to extract 40 legendary powers using Kanai's Cube. Again, if you don't know where Kanai's Cube is, watch the video. In fact, you probably should have already acquired it earlier on, but nonetheless, you have to extract 40 different powers over here. They don't have to be from the same category, and they can be on other classes, so if you plan to roll other classes, feel free to go ahead and extract those legendary powers on other ones. Next up for Conqueror over here, we have to finish a level 70 Nephilim Rift on Torment 13 within 5 minutes. Again, that's something you'll end up probably naturally doing. Next one has to do with leveling up 3 legendary gems to 55. Again, this is in my Conquest video. Complete 2 Conquests, again, that's in my Conquest video. And then kill Gom, which is going to go ahead and be in Act 3. And then next one is to slay Greed on Torment 13. This is with the Goblin. That's going to be in my Conquest video. And then next one is to reach Greater Rift 60 solo. This one, all the other Reach Greater Rift ones, they're completely irrelevant because I've already mentioned to do a 70 over here, which is on Guardian. So again, you'll end up completing. That's why I say to go backwards. It's much easier. Unless you can't do them, and in which case, well, then go ahead and just do them in whatever order that you're able to do them. But again, you should be able to do them with ease. The next one is to use Kanai's Cube to augment an ancient legendary item with a level 50 gem. Okay, so let's go ahead and explain this. So an ancient item basically just has more stats in this game. And what you're going to do is augment it. So let's go ahead and go over that. So in order to level up a gem, you have to do a Greater Rift, and you can level them up. The higher you go in difficulty, the greater chance that you will have to level up the gem, which will basically increase the gem stats. Normally, you'd wait until you upgrade something super high, like a rank like 150 is usually ideal. There's certain gems that have a max level, like for example, this one can only go to 99, but there are other ones that can go higher. Some literally just go up infinitely, but for the most part, about 100-ish is where you'd want to do this, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and rank this one up at 54, and also, you can upgrade it like beforehand, but more than likely you'd want to do it later. So let's go ahead and show off how that works. So you'll have to go and use this recipe over here, which is the very last one. So you can see exactly what it requires, but it does want you to do a 50 plus gem. You can use whatever you want on a lower gem if you want to, but for the sake of this video, since I have a perfect Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, we're going to go ahead and augment, we can go ahead and augment this one. It's just going to go ahead and give us extra strength over here. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we need to actually craft the flawless rubies over here. I think I have 1 and 2, but I will craft 1 just to show you the mechanics. So what you want to do is go over to the gem combiner here, go ahead and go to whatever class thing that you want. In our case, since we're playing Barbarian, we want the red ones. So 9 of the flawless Imperials will equal 1 of the flawless Royal rubies. So 3 of these equals, 9 of these equals 3 of these, 3 of these equals 1 of these. So you'll just have to go ahead and craft these. And then now we finally happen to have 3. So now we can go ahead and put that one in. And again, go to page 10. So it requires the item, and it has to be ancient. So in order to find out if the item is ancient, you'll see that it literally says up at the top, ancient set helm. You can also have an ancient legendary item, but depending on what you want. Actually, no, let's go ahead and just do this one, because this makes more sense. Because this I might want to use it on other characters, but it doesn't matter. The item just needs to be ancient. All you do is you put in the item. So the armor will count. It's not just the chest armor. You can do this on like the pants. You can see I upgraded this one over here. But the higher the gem is, the more stats that you will get out of whatever gem that you put in. So we're going to go ahead and put in 3 of these, and then we have our item, and then the legendary gem, and then we're going to go ahead and transmute over here. And you'll see now we have plus 270 strength from the Caldician's Despair. And depending on the rank that you put it in, that's going to go ahead and apply how much strength that you get out of your item. So that's how you actually do that quest over there. And then for the very last one on Conqueror, we're going to have to, where is it? Use Kanai's cube to reforge a legendary item. I need an ancient Yings, so I'm going to go ahead and swap to my Demon Hunter and go ahead and do that objective on that one. So you can use this to try to get your items to ancient. This is an excellent way for you guys to try to what reforging a legendary item is. It's basically getting the item all over again, but you don't know the stats on it, and it can roll to be ancient. So that's what most people want to try to do. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So that's going to be the Law of Cool, which is on page 2. So go ahead and put in whatever item that you want. It won't destroy the item. You're going to re-roll all of the things on the item. But more importantly, it's pretty much just to get the item ancient. So you go ahead and hit fill. Again, you get these items from doing the bounties, and the Forgotten Souls are obtained by salvaging legendary items. So I'm going to go ahead and hit transmute over here, and we'll see what we get. So we didn't get an ancient one. For the sake of the video, and because this is realistically how you would do it, you would just go ahead and throw it back in again. And we didn't get it, and hopefully we'll end up getting it, because this way I can show you guys how it works. But it's random. And do we have one more try? And we don't have enough materials, and unfortunately we didn't get it, but that's just the realistic scenario over here. Sometimes it takes a lot of tries. I'd say it's about 1 in 10 chance to get it, but just go ahead and do more of these bounties and you'll get the items, and go ahead and try again. And that is how you complete the last one on Conqueror, which is to use Kanai's cube to reforge a legendary item. It doesn't have to be a weapon, but usually weapon is the first thing that you want to try to get, because it increases your DPS by about 30%. Alright, so now we are under Destroyer, now that we completed Conqueror. And next one is Fish level 70, Rift Torment 12 again. A lot of these you'll just end up completing, because that's why I say to do it backwards. The next one is to level up 3 gems to 45, but if we've already leveled them up to 55, we've already done the previous quest. So, like, again, that's why I say to do these backwards. The next one is to craft a Hellfire Amulet during this season. So in order to get the recipe for that, that's actually going to be in Act 2. We'll go ahead and just go to Act 2 just so I can show you guys again. Even though I kind of showed it off earlier when we were going over like how to get the recipes. So you go to Squirt the Peddler. She's in Act 2. You go ahead and click Miscellaneous. You make sure you select the Hellfire Amulet. You go ahead and purchase that. And then what you do is you take it over here and you right click on it and it will learn it. I already have it, so I can't like relearn the crafting. But what you do is you go ahead and go to Forge Jewelry, and you're going to go ahead and select whatever that you need for your class. So if we're playing Demon Hunter, it's going to require well, it's better to have Dexterity, but depending on what class you're running, whatever, select whatever one that you need. we're going to go ahead and hit craft. It does cost 10 Forgotten Souls and 1 of each of the Uber boss materials. And I believe it always rolls with a socket, and you can keep on rolling these. This season, though, I would probably say for most classes you don't need this. The Flavor of Time is just really outclassed most things in the game. But this is the Hellfire Amulet. Squirt's Necklace is also basically replaces for most classes. But what it does is it gives you a random passive on your class. So make sure you roll it for that specific class. So that is how you craft the Hellfire Amulet. The next one is to complete 1 conquest. Again, that's for the separate video. Kill Adria, Diablo. These are just bosses. Again, open up the map. Both of these, this Adria is going to be in Act 5. Diablo is going to be in Act 4. Next one is to reach Greater Rift 50 solo. Again, that's part of the other one. Next one is to extract 20 powers. Again, if you do the other one, you've already completed all these anyways. Next up, we've got Champion. Again, the first one is something that we've already done. The next one is something that we've already done. Next one is to craft a Flawless Royal, which we've already done. Again, this is why I said go backwards and makes things much easier. Next one is to eliminate the Ubers at a certain difficulty. Again, we've kind of went over that already previously, but just do it on the highest difficulty as possible. And the next one over here is master any set dungeon. Now, this is different for every class because they have a certain area. For the sake of this video, I'm going to pin in the comment section below the Barbarian one, but I will also cover all of them, and I'll try to do it for every single set that you get this season. Like, for example, the Demon Hunter set that you get this season is the UE set, the Unending Nightmare set, and I'll try to do every one of these. Currently, I only have an updated Barbarian one, but just check this video back. If yours is not uploaded, I'll work on it and get these done very soon. But that is how you do the, what is it, the... Champion, where we have to do the set dungeon. These are very specific for every single class, and they're all different. So again, they're very special areas. You know what? For the sake of the video, I will show you where the Barbarian one is, because the reason why I've been showing so many Barbarian things off this season is because I would say more than half the community right now is playing Barbarian, because Barbarians haven't been good for a lot of different seasons, and now finally is our chance to play Barbarian, and they're really good this season. But what a set dungeon is a very special area. You just have to basically know where they are. They give you a hint, but let's be honest, we just want to know where it's at. So the Barbarian one for the Wrath of the Waste set is on Pandemonium Fortress level 1. And in order to get there, this is where you go. It's super cryptic. It almost reminds me of games back in the day where, like, you know, if you didn't have access to watching things online, you would just need like a friend to tell you. So there's a very special portal that opens up. It's a green one. You have to have the specific set piece to actually go into the dungeon. It's, again, kind of cryptic. Again, just watch my video that I'll pin down below for the Barbarian one if you're playing Barbarian. If you're not playing Barbarian, I will go ahead and show that off. Again, I'll update it with more of the set dungeons. Next one is to kill Malthael, which is going to be in Act 5. That's the boss. Urzael, again, another boss. And then this one over here, Greater Rift, and then convert a set item with Kanai's Cube, which you've already done anyways, because, again, going backwards really saves a lot of time here. So next up, we have Slayer over here. So this is to finish 70 Nephilim, Earthworm Torment 5 or higher, level 1 legendary gem over there, and then we just got to go ahead and do the Infernal Machines over here, and then which again we've already went over, and then obtain a legendary item by spending blood shards at Kadala. So you just gamble with the blood shards and you'll randomly get them. And then over here we have to complete any set dungeon. If you master the set dungeon, you already complete this one as well. Basically, it's just like a secondary objective over here. And then we have to kill Butcher, Zoltan, and again, Butcher's Act 1, Zoltan is going to be in Act 2. And then we have Greater Rift 30 solo, but you've already done that. And then use Kanai's Cube with an armor, a weapon, and a ring with legendary power. Basically, that is to select one in each category of the Kanai's Cube, which we already showed how to extract a power, but basically, you have to extract a power in each category. So this one's going to be your weapon, this one's going to be an armor piece, or it's technically like bracers as well. This one is going to be rings and amulet. Make sure you just go ahead and get one of every single category, and then select one in every single category to equip it. And then after that, guys, you're all finally done now that you completed Slayer and all of the chapters. Now you're finally done, and you can go ahead and finally have that extra stash space and the goblin pet. And, you know, just for the sake of the video, even though we showed it on the Conquest here, because this video I didn't show off the Conquest, but that's in like a separate video because the Conquest opens up the doors to other subquests, and I know it might be overwhelming. And it's okay, because it's really not that difficult, but there's a lot of things that you just have to know. Where the heck, Act 2, you need to buy the Hellfire Amulet plan. There's just a lot of things that you guys might not know about, because, again, it doesn't really explain everything in thorough exactly where to go to buy the recipe and stuff like that. But yeah, after you finish, you will indeed get that pet goblin. We'll go ahead and equip him, and you guys can go ahead and check him out. And that's the reward that I think everyone wants this season. For me, though, I really wanted that stash tab. Having that is just really nice. But there it is, guys, how to complete everything for the season journey guide. But like I said, if you haven't watched the Conquest video, I technically uploaded that one yesterday, but you also have to do the Conquests, which are completely separate to this, because it did say like complete 3 Conquests, and these are the Conquests over here, but I do go over them in depth. It's another like, I don't know, 25-ish minute video, but that's how you complete all of them. And once you go ahead and complete all of the Conquests, you'll get your portrait frames, you'll get all of the rewards for this season. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you stuck out for the whole video. I know it's so much content. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully it helped you guys out. And if it did, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel here, hit subscribe, turn on that bell so you don't miss out on new Diablo content. And if you guys do need help or you're confused on anything, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try to help you guys out. And if you guys are stuck on any of these, some of them, like for example, you have to do the Greater Rift solo. I can't actually like do that rift for you. But if you're stuck on any of them, you guys can always come to my live stream and you're like, yo, help me out. I got you, man. I will help you out. It takes me like literally 30 seconds to do any of these quests. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one, and I'm signing out. Peace.